Begin by removing the screws for the handlebar covers. Using a 13mm wrench and a 5mm Allen key, remove the nut and bolt from the lower link arm and lower handlebar connection. Verify that the two Teflon washers are present and are in good condition. With a 5mm Allen key, remove the bolt connecting the handlebar to the console mast. Then, remove the handlebar. Confirm that all hardware is present. For the 4.1 AE, if the handlebar toggles are not working, verify that the wires are not pinched or loose. Using the same Allen key, remove the bolt at the pedal arm and crank arm connection. With a Phillips screwdriver, take out the two screws for the crank arm cover. Using an 8mm Allen key and a 17mm wrench, loosen the bolt that holds the crank arm on the axle. If the crank does not come off easily, use a 2 or 3 jaw gear puller to remove the crank arm. Remove the console mast boot and the top covers. Using a Phillips screwdriver, remove the screws for the side covers. We recommend removing the screws from one side only. On the rear cover, remove all 4 screws. Remove the sticker but do not discard it. Then, take out the screw. The components of the elliptical trainer include the incline motor, the motor control board, the pedal axle assembly, the resistance motor, the flywheel or brake assembly, the wireless receiver, the magnet, the speed sensor, the power socket, the on-off switch, and the reset button. The on-off switch and the reset button wires are not soldered to the components and they can be removed. Reset button replacement. Remove the plastic washer that holds the button to the side cover, then pull it from the inside. Power socket replacement. Using a Phillips screwdriver, remove the 2 screws holding the socket to the side cover. On-off switch replacement. Using a flathead screwdriver, press down on the 4 tabs and push out the switch. Incline motor replacement. With 2 8mm Allen keys, remove the bolts from either side of the elevation bracket. Using a 17mm wrench and a 17mm socket, remove the bolt from the bottom bracket of the main frame. Unplug the incline motor connection from the motor control board by pressing the clip and pulling it out. After installing the new incline motor, lubricate the worm screw with synthetic grease. Motor control board replacement. Unplug the console cable by pressing the clip and pulling the cable out. Then unplug the resistance motor cable, the incline motor connection, and the AC1 and AC2 power wires. Using a Phillips screwdriver, remove the screws from the motor control board. After mounting the new motor control board, remember to connect the black wire to AC1 and the white wire to AC2. Resistance motor replacement. Disconnect the main cable and the speed sensor wire from the resistance motor. Remove the screw in the center of the spool with a Phillips screwdriver and pull the spool out. Then remove 4 screws that hold the resistance motor to the main frame. Attach the new resistance motor to the frame. Only connect the main cable and the speed sensor wire to the motor. Plug the unit in and turn it on. After pressing start, increase the resistance to the highest level. Let the motor run until it stops. While the unit is still on, install the spool onto the new motor. Keep the tension cable straight, making sure that it is not wound around the spool. Once the spool is attached, decrease the resistance on the console to the lowest setting. The tension cable will wrap around the spool in the proper direction. Flywheel replacement. Remove the screw from the spool on the resistance motor. Using a 19mm wrench, remove the nuts on either side of the flywheel. With a 10mm wrench, loosen the adjustment bolt on either side of the flywheel. Once the adjustment bolts are loose, rotate the flywheel while gently pushing outward on the drive belt until it is completely off. Remove the flywheel and take out the tension cable. Before installing the new flywheel, remember to place the drive belt over the bracket. Install the adjustment bolts and nuts on both sides. Be sure not to completely tighten the nuts until finished. Assemble the drive belt around the pedal axle pulley. Tighten the adjustment bolt, beginning with the side opposite the drive belt, until the flywheel is straight. Finally, tighten the adjustment nuts all the way. Attach the tension cable to the new flywheel. Then, install the spool onto the resistance motor. If there is no RPM readout on the console, verify that the magnet is present in the pedal axle pulley. Check the position of the speed sensor, making sure it is 2 to 3 millimeters away from the magnet. When installing a crank arm, verify that the arrow on the crank arm lines up with the arrow on the pedal axle. Common joints to lube and adjust. Using synthetic grease, lubricate the crank arm shaft and the console mast shaft. Verify that there is no play between the bracket and the lower handlebar. If needed, tighten the bolt holding the bracket to the lower handlebar using a 5mm Allen key, or add a Teflon washer as needed. If there is play between the link arm and the lower handlebar, tighten the nut and bolt with a 5mm Allen key. Again, add Teflon washers if needed. Using a 4mm Allen key, tighten the guide rail bolts. Using an all-purpose cleaner, clean the guide rails and the roller wheels. Remove the 4 screws that hold the plastic covers to the pedal arm. Tighten the bolt and nut at the pivot tube assembly. Visit our online remedy at support.johnsonfitness.com/login or the AFG website at www.afgfitness.com.